Hey everybody, welcome to the May Judge Foundry board meeting. We got a bunch of stuff on the agenda today, so excited to get started. The first thing on the agenda is approval of last month's minutes. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at those minutes? Anyone have an issue approving those? Looks like no. Okay. The minutes for April are approved then. Next, we'll move on to the treasurer's report. Toby.
And that's me. Our total revenue from last month was $5,510.22. We actually didn't spend very much. We just had some website expenses and some newsletter expenses. That's MailChimp and WordPress. So that was in total was $154.54. We have a few conferences, I think, on the horizon for next month, but we would love to spend more money. Please submit project grants. Please submit conference proposals. I would love to spend more of this money.
Awesome. Thanks, Toby. Next thing on the agenda is the member report. So we have a big update this month because this includes all of maintenance plus a couple months of folks who have stepped away. So overall, somehow, just by chance, we have the same number of members as we did when I last gave this report 2 months ago at 1,195. We're down 97 L1s to 288, down 34 L2s to 139, down 5 L3s to 25, and then we're down 1 L4 and L5. John Good stepped down from L5, and Scott Marshall stepped down from L4. And these numbers, for anyone doing the math in the background, that when I say there's 97 fewer L1s, it actually means that there were about 120 L1s that didn't finish maintenance because the 34 L2s that didn't do their maintenance became L1s, and then we're giving you the net number. So yeah, overall, same 1,195 members as of today. The next thing on the agenda is the Q&A. Who would like to read questions today? Any volunteers?
I'll read them off. Okay. So the first question we have is from Walker Mataiko. It's, with the retirement of the Azorius Senate, can Judge Foundry take steps to fill that void to make their Discords have channels dedicated to studying, education, and level up? And then Walker goes into detail about what that would ideally include. The short answer of this is that we appreciate what the Azorius Senate was to the Judge Foundry community and for judges leveling up and getting better and having mentorship opportunities. This server was intentionally, as my understanding, is separate from the Judge Foundry official server to allow for the community to own and run it themselves. That said, we are open to somebody wanting to use the Judge Foundry official server for this purpose. If anybody wants to, they can volunteer and discuss what resources we have available and what we can provide. They can either email me directly at ryan@judgefoundry.org, or they can email the board at board@judgefoundry.org. Next question is a question from Dennis Bradford. What's the status of the election for a new Great Lakes regional advocate? Has a date been set? And does anybody want to talk about this one?
Yeah, sure. So Ryan Sears stepped away from being the Great Lakes RA. As a default, Brian Perlman, the regional coordinator, is filling in that role, and Kylan is helping him out as a member of the board and part of that region and making sure everything happens. We're working on making an election happening as well. We'll keep getting you dates and let candidates know. I've had a little bit of issues with that, as you've probably figured out, but that's the status as of right now. I think that's all of the questions, which means we're moving on to some project reports. So a few months ago, we asked all of our major projects to provide reports to the board so we could mention them at the board meetings. We have a bunch of them for you here now. So let's go through these. The first one I have on the list is conferences. Who would like to read the report for conferences?
I can chat about conferences.
Sure.
Thank you to Stefan Clausen here, the lead of the conferences committee. He wrote us a lot of words, and I will not read it verbatim because it would take forever. But the conferences committee has been doing wonderful, supporting conferences in U.S. and Canada. Some, popular locations: San Antonio, Calgary, Milwaukee, Dallas, Seattle, Berkeley, Vancouver. They have spent a total of $2,364, engaging some good amount of attendees, 167, 120, one of those Judge Foundry members. The conference committee is always looking for room for improvement. So what we are looking at right now is we are looking at how can we support conference organizers and specifically presenters better by getting them resources if they don't have it. So we're always trying to compile a good repository of those things. And we're starting to work on some other projects as well. The biggest one being we always will love and welcome new members. The conferences committee is starting to do some more monitoring and approving of conference material before it is presented at a conference, so that we always need more hands to look at those things and chat about and have those reflective discussions. But overall, the conferences committee has been positive in spending Judge Foundry's money in a responsible way. So that's great.
Thanks, Kylan. I'm going to go a little bit out of order here so you don't have to keep talking over and over again. So next up is the testing project set update exams. The team's transitioning to 4 set update quizzes a year, which is roughly 1 a quarter. So instead of creating 1 for every set, the Lorwyn and Turtles was the first product this change. If you want to help the set update quiz write questions or join the team itself, there's an article about this on the Judge Foundry website. Otherwise, testing is still going strong. We might be looking to recruit some new folks on the testing team as well, and we'll probably look to the folks helping writing set update quizzes soon. So we'll reach out to those folks, and if anyone else is interested, again, reach out to the testing folks. Next up is project grants.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Thanks to Jen Taylor, the lead for the Community Project Grants Committee. In the same vein of spending Judge Foundry's money, which is the goal responsibly, the Grants Committee has been doing great with this. Jen and their team are looking to spend more money. They approved the recent exemplar wave and Brooke Gardner-Durbin's second review writing contest for this year. And the pitfall that the team, the quote unquote pitfall, the team is encountering right now, but I'm glad the team is taking proactive steps with us to address this, is the lack of community grant applications. So this is just a general push, general shout out. If you need dollars to complete good community work that will benefit judges, please submit for a project grant application on the Judge Foundry website.
Awesome. Thanks, Kylan. Next up is bylaws.
So for the bylaws right now, we're closing in on when we'll need to have bylaws changes posted. We don't have any proposed bylaws changes right now. The bylaws changes, if we post them 90 days before the meeting, it has a lower vote threshold than if we post it closer to the member meeting. And if you want to propose a change that'll have that lower threshold, please reach out to either Kyle Rick, who's the head of the bylaws committee, or to me, because I'm a committee member, rob.mckenzie at judgefoundry.org, or rob@judgefoundry.org also works. And I can loop in the whole committee and we can get working on getting the proposed change written up nicely.
Thanks, Rob. Next on the list is judge recruitment and retention. Do we have someone who, okay, go ahead.
Kylan, I think you're muted.
I am muted. Thank you. I muted myself so you didn't have to listen to keyboard. Yeah, this is me again. Thanks, Chris H. here for providing this update, and it's a little bit of some foreshadowing maybe coming later in this meeting. But Chris wants to really focus on, instead of just judge recruitment, Chris also wants to focus on judge retention. So Chris is rebuilding a team to focus on the more underrepresented and underserved populace of Judge Foundry. And if you are interested in taking part in either judge recruitment or judge retention, or you just have ideas, you can reach out to Chris either via Judge Apps or Discord.
Thanks, Kylan. Website. I think this is Toby.
So, as the head and entirety of the website team, I'm going to report that there hasn't been too much going on with the website, no sweeping changes. I'm just keeping it current. I update small things when they, go out of date. I keep the minutes up there. There's always links to the YouTube videos. I keep the L1 Essentials video links current as well. So the website's still a good resource. There just hasn't been, it's been more of a maintenance project than anything new and exciting to talk about.
Awesome, thanks. And the last one is a little bit more from the levels team. I usually give my report at the beginning of every meeting, but we have a little bit more from maintenance this month. A little more details on maintenance. We had about 74% of judges complete their maintenance, which is up from last year. Last year in aggregate, it was about 55%. But there were a lot of judges in the first year that joined up, and then it was a long time between October of 2023 and March of 2025. So we saw a much higher retention rate this year, which is good. We overall continue to see judges grow year over year, so we're happy to see people continue to be involved in the community and doing their maintenance. The other update here is that the Levels project is in charge of level 4 and level 5 advancement as well, and Kyle Rick has come on board to help accommodate and schedule panels. It should be moving a little bit more quickly now that that's happened, but that has been very recent. I think that is it for our project updates. So we can move on to our new business. We have a couple of things to talk about today. The first one is Resolution 1 to amend the Judge Recruitment Project Charter. Does someone want to talk about what this does?
Yeah, I can talk about this. This was mentioned a little bit earlier with the judge recruitment and retention projects. So Chris H. wants to officially amend the project charter, not all of it, but he wants to amend the title and some of the goals of the lead in the project to include more retention efforts.
Okay. Does anyone have any other comments about this resolution?
I guess I wanted to say that Chris is a super enthusiastic, super driven member of local, but he's like a 4-hour flight away from me. But he's super great. I'm really glad he's taken this on. He cares so much about the community. I think he's like a super great leader for this, and you will love working with him. He is just a ball of unending energy.
Okay. Does anyone have any other comments? Nope. Okay. In that case, the motion is to adopt Resolution 1 to amend the Judge Recruitment Project Charter to change its name and a few of the goals in the charter. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 hands. That's unanimous. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted. The project has a new name and some new goals. The next thing on the list is Resolution 2, allocate funds for community project grants. Can someone talk to this?
I can talk about this a little bit. This is very similar to what we did with conferences, where we are just kind of giving that team a little more autonomy in approving things. With conferences, they have a budget and they can allocate those funds as they see fit, and they don't need to go through the board. We don't need to vote on it or anything. With grants, up until now, every grant that comes through, it goes through the grants team, they forward it to us, and then we need to vote on it, which you may have seen in previous meetings. This just cuts out the sort of middleman there and gives that team autonomy over their funds. We're starting out with a small stipend. We did the same thing with the conference team just to see how they do. Obviously, we don't want a team, doing something irresponsible, which we don't think they're going to do, but it's kind of a safety net to just give them a small amount and then see how much more they actually need, and then we give them more later. So this, I believe, gives them $1,000 for now to spend on cool things that you want to do. Yes, you, even you should go sign up for a project grant on the website.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else they want to include here?
May I include an example that will maybe help others apply for a grant
Sure.
that is not magic related?
Yep.
Great. So this is a grant that came to the grants committee. I don't think they've done much with it yet. And it is a judge who is trying to take an app that is on an Android operating system for Riftbound, and they are trying to get money to move it over to Apple OS. Like this is great. Like this is what we want the community grants project or committee to do. Is to help fund cool things. It does not need to be specifically Magic the Gathering. We want it to be other trading card games, as long as it is benefiting the community and doing other things like following some rules. But this, I wanted to highlight this one specifically because this is the first non-Magic grant that has or is going to be going through this committee.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Is there anyone else who has any comments?
No.
No? Okay, then the motion is to adopt Resolution 2, allocate funds for Community Project Grants Committee. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 hands. That's unanimous. The resolution is adopted, and the Project Grants Committee has a little bit more autonomy on making those grants happen. So that's it for new business on the agenda. Does anyone else have any other new business? Looks like no, in which case we can move on to announcements. Let's see. The first thing I have here is that we are 5 months from the next election, and as Rob mentioned earlier, any suggestions or requests to amend the bylaws need to be made and posted and delivered to the members 90 days before the meeting. So if that is something you're interested in, there's something you think we need to change, now is the time, or we will require that 90% threshold we experienced last year where we didn't get to do something we wanted and we had to go through that whole charade to get the thing done that we wanted. So if you're interested in making a change or you think there's something that needs to be different, now's the time. Next up, Judge Foundry Shop, folks.
Judge Foundry Shop, it's closed. If you wanted something, you have to wait till July 1st. Or June
Okay.
1st. Wait till June 1st to July 31st.
Yep.
That's when it's open. So.
Okay. Next up is a reminder to take your set update quizzes. Now is the time. You remember that pain that you had completing your maintenance just a month ago? Go do your update quiz. It counts for next year. There will be another update quiz this quarter, but still worth going and doing this now. Next thing on the list is the review contest. Does anyone else want to say anything other than the review contest exists? No?
It
Okay,
exists.
the review contest exists. Keep
Ah.
writing reviews. There's
Write
more
reviews.
details on the website. Yes.
Yep.
Reviews
That's
are great. They help everybody. Okay, and then finally there was a question about exemplar nominations. Someone want to talk about this?
I don't know as it was so much a question. I put hey, write your exemplar nomination. The window is open. I don't remember. I think the window opened in like March, like right away at the beginning of March. It's from today, closes in 1 month and 3 weeks. Believe it or not, that is going to sneak up on you very quickly. So if you have slots and you are working with an amazing individual, or you see something amazing at an event, or you see amazing community work, or something else amazing, write your exemplar nominations and shout out your peers. It's always appreciated.
Awesome.
Or if you see many amazing things, write a review. And if you see unamazing things, also write a review.
I think that's all of the announcements. Does anyone else have anything they want to include before we call it for today? Looks like no. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to the May Judge Foundry board meeting. We'll be back at the beginning of June with lots of new stuff and maybe some bylaws amendments. You don't have to amend the bylaws, but we could.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Everyone have a wonderful month and have fun at all your events.